Alright guys, we are back. Game 2 with TZP taking on... Did I load the wrong game? What the hell? Did I load the wrong game?
I'm having the same thoughts.
Because TZP's
But
in the
they're
Legion
actually
team.
banning.
Right.
So it's a different game.
Right.
Because they're just Legion twice.
Right. Well, I'm confused.
Maybe then when they rehosted it broke somehow?
The only thing I can think of is that... the only thing I can think of is that this is part of the issue that came out with Weekend 1, where they had maybe played the first game and then went a long time between playing the first game and playing the second game. They didn't remember that TZP was Legion last time. But either way,
Okay.
I am mildly confused. This is definitely a different game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Just the Respect Ravener ban?
I guess we'll just roll with it. Yeah. Oh, Penny's in this game too, so this is definitely a different game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this must have been played at a different time. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is part of the issue with they had with the server with people not being able to log in. So they probably played it at on different days, and that's why they are using Panny as a ringer instead of Young Moist, who was in the first game. Either way, we have a game going on, but yeah, first ban Ravener into Parasite, so playing a Tulip and getting banned out from the Hellborn side, so now not a huge surprise that he gets rid of those heroes, but yeah, I think now plays a lot of Ravener, that's one of his heroes, so
he does.
Good. You can confirm that, because I'm just making wild guesses. So that would be why that makes sense. That leaves the Rhapsody and Magnus open for the Legion side, both of which are picked. And Hellborn going to counter with a Revenant. I'm not impressed.
You don't like the Revenant pick?
I mean, I don't really have an issue with Revenant in general, but first pick Revenant over Magnus, over Tempest, over Kraken, over...
I mean, they still have access to both Tempest and Kraken right now.
Yeah, but they're going to get Tempest and now Legion are going to get Kraken. So,
possibly, but that means they would be running Magnus and Kraken. I don't know.
Why not? That's been Keeper of the Forest. So, Tempest Keeper. Apparently, game 1's push didn't work out. So, let's do that again.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best lesson to take from that, but
right.
Seems to be the one.
Legion's already got the Ophelia Mag Rhapsody, so they got their own push. So it's not even gonna be as a one-sided push as last game.
Right. And out of curiosity, do you know if there's anything wrong with the Garena servers right now? I think they've been having issues, but
I do not know anything about that.
The 6,001 people online suggest that maybe Thailand isn't being counted right now.
Yeah, it does.
Oh well. Come on, guys, play more HoN. I'm trying to drum up interest in this game, and you people are not cooperating. Oh well. Yeah, Revenant, Tempest, Keeper of the Forest, a strong push on the Hellborn side, lots of team fight as well. Legion side have Rhapsody, Magnus, and Ophelia, so a lot of team fight there, and push as well. Nobody really getting all that much gank potential. Mostly just let's group up as 5 and start killing a bunch of towers. Kraken and Master of Arms, first couple of bans from TZP, Silhouette, and Puppet Master getting taken out by the Hellborn side, so Master of Arms ban likely because Legion already have their support, as well as their jungler. Hellborn haven't necessarily picked up a support yet. Could be a farming Revenant, and I don't want to let them get the Master of Arms anti-push. Other than that, banning out to the gankers, or gank-oriented heroes, and Kraken and Wretched Hag, both slippery, difficult to kill. Hellborn focusing on short laners. So I would assume this is a farming Revenant then, because I doubt they'd be banning out Silhouette and Puppet Master when they haven't picked up a short laner of their own, unless Revenant is that short laner. Would seem weird.
Maybe they're just looking to go Dark Lady again.
Yeah, that's possible. And it will still be on the board, so... Well, what if Legion picks TDL?
They very well might.
Pharaoh would be the last one, so... Something else that will cancel Tempest holes. They already have the Ophelia. Presumably Skeleton King's going to be employed in that endeavor, but obviously Pharaoh would help out a lot as well. Bans from both sides making plenty of sense, but I don't know. You favoring either lineup yet? And I think Legion's a little bit stronger.
Legion's more versatile right now. Going into these last picks.
Yeah.
That's a tough call. I mean, yeah, the Revenant's a great hero, but, you know, I guess like last game we saw with the Invis Tempest hole and then mid lane, remember? It was pretty devastating. But I feel like you need like a hero like Magnus or something to roam with to really take advantage of it.
Right.
I'm not sure what they'll pick up to try to fill that niche.
And gives you a lot of extra time on the Legion team, but the other thing is Revenant and Keeper of the Forest. Having both of those Invis heroes means that Dust and or Rev Wards and or Eyes in the Legion team are going to be a lot more valuable, so not as good when you're
This
spreading
looks like
Invis.
yeah, this looks like a cautionary war beast, you know, like denying it from Hellborn. I could save Ophelia to work with, but I don't know. There's just two push lineups. This is gonna be interesting.
These aren't just push lineups, these are like all-in push lineups.
Especially when I can spy how long this replay goes for. It's kind of interesting.
Hey, spoilers.
That could go either way, whatever they think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Dr. Pulse are being shadowed, and that would surprise me a little bit. Doesn't really fit the theme, but definitely an annoying hero. And yeah, it would be the TDL. So, or not the TDL specifically. It's a doctor, and it's not the TDL. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I like the doctor much better.
I don't.
Well, actually, you really?
Yeah, I would prefer Dark. I would prefer Dark Lady, Soul Stealer. I just want massive damage output at this point.
Yeah, but they actually have a grab gank potential hero now. Like last game, they were just until they had Kraken Portal, they had nothing. Now they have Doctor Gank.
Yeah.
And Revenant is. They can like actually do things.
You know, it would have been really great if instead of picking Revenant first, they picked Magnus first, because then they could have been like, well, now we have that hero, and we can pick something that has high damage output, especially with right clicks, like a Soul Stealer or a TDL, to go on top of the Tempest and the Keep of the Forest. And then, you last pick a sport. Or something.
I mean, they already had Rhapsody on Legion, so I doubt they would have gone Revenant, second or third pick.
I mean, they could have banned
which
it,
is true. But I don't know. I don't know if they need a Magnus on Hellborn.
I feel like Mag Tempest, that's a great combo. Keep of the Forest, Magnus would be very nice. I mean, it gives them more team fight synergy, and it gives them a really good lead stun for initiation that then Tempest and Keeper can follow up on. And I think it provides a lot of the stuff that Doctor does, but it doesn't take away their carry role, which means that it's more open to a high damage output hero. Because right now, Tempest and Keeper actually don't provide that much damage. And Glacius? I'm okay with that, actually.
What?
I'm really okay with that.
How are you laning Hellborn?
Glacius, Doctor, top, Suicide Keeper, mid, Revenant. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fine. Because it's going to be a mid Magnus Rhapsody.
Right.
So you're going to be in a 1v2 situation in all likelihood. And Revenant will do just fine. Legion's lanes are weirder. Do you Suicide the Warbeast? No, you don't. You short lane the Warbeast because Count Crapto is playing it. So it's going to be a Suicide Bubbles with a short lane Warbeast, which is not something that we see very often.
Yeah, it's first Tree. It's going to be interesting. I hope Tree picks up a hatchet.
I'm actually going to have to change my overlays really quickly because, so let's follow somebody around. Who's it going to be? Magnus looks like he's got a purpose. But I was not expecting TZP to be on the Legion side, so.
Tree got his hatchet. But, I don't know. Just Revenant mid versus, I don't know. We'll see. I think they're just going to lose laning again, Hellborn. They're not gonna kill Bubbles with Glacius Doctor.
Nope.
And I think Revenant's gonna die as soon as they figure out how to bring a Revoid. And bot lane is just, you know, no one's gonna kill each other. I don't know. I think Legia's gonna get lane advantage again.
I think I would agree with you about killing Revenant if they had a hook hero, but they're gonna have to go right up into Revenant's face in order to get him with Magnus and Rhapsody. So if he plays smart, he should be able to survive.
And get XP?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, KG played Revenant once, and it worked out really, really well. I wouldn't expect that to be a consistent thing, but Revenant mid can work. And
it definitely can work. I don't think it's going to be great versus Mag Rhapsody.
No, I mean, he's not going to win the lane by any means. But it's definitely weird. But the reason actually I'm not super upset about it is because Glacius I feel like complements this team really, really well. It's going to give them some more lockdown and some more slow, which is not something that they have a ton of at this point, especially because Revenant doesn't really provide any, Keeper of the Forest doesn't provide any besides his ultimate, and so it's basically mostly the Glacial Blast and the Doctor.
It's a Revenant top.
Yeah, okay, this is interesting.
Rhapsody Mag top, so, yeah.
Well,
interesting. Middle lane.
And an aggressive jungle Ophelia.
And we got Glacius
and an
DR.
aggressive jungle Tempest.
It's pretty interesting.
I cannot say I saw any of these lanes coming except for bottom.
Yeah, well, I mean, they just swapped mid and top, but...
Right. Well, and the jungles, too.
Swap.
Ophelia and Tempest are both in the aggressive jungle, which is weird. Neither of those are really aggressive jungle heroes.
Yeah. Well, Ophelia can be fine.
She can be okay, but it's, I mean, like, it's Parasite that's really the aggressive jungle hero.
Tempest is going to have virtually no impact on the lanes. Because what's he going to do? Gank the Bubbles or the War Beast with a tree?
Sure.
It's not going to happen.
Sure.
Whereas Ophelia can actually, you know, kill mid. If he's allowed to farm plus. Yeah. It's like Glacius is coming for blood here.
They're going to see him, as they have a Word of Sight and a Word of Rev. Ophelia has to know that this is here and just going to be able to walk out of the woods, so he's going to get pretty well locked down. Vulture Lord from Oph is also going to get killed, it looks like, at the Icy Prison. Of course, lasts forever on them creeps. Yeah, so the other thing that you got to look at Glacius for is something that they lacked before Glacius, which is just pure damage. The Glacial Downpours actually do a lot in this game.
Yeah, it's nice on the Tempest and Tree.
Right.
And that freeze, like we just saw, is good out against Ophelia.
Right, that was the other thing. So they counterpicked Ophelia, and they got a pretty solid support out of it that's going to help their team fight. So I like this Glacier spec a lot, but again, it comes back to, like, Revenant doesn't fit this team.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 4 ints with a tree. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. There comes the DD Glacius.
Yeah. And will they get anybody? Yeah, Rhapsody is going to get locked down, and that's going to be a bloodlust. We'll see if they can get something on Magnus as well. He's going to be forced to use the Lava Surge, I expect. No. It's just not quite enough distance to get that third auto attack. And, well, they have the bloodlust, so 302 gold per minute on the Seraph. And if Hellborn don't lose this weird-ass laning phase, then they're going to be in a pretty solid position, because team fighting into this Hellborn team is going to suck.
Yeah.
It's really going to be awful.
But, you know, Bubbles ult to Marigold is nothing to underestimate either.
Yeah, definitely not. I have lots of cancels with the Tempest as well. I have Bubbles and Ophelia. Oh, top lane, meanwhile, Revenant going to be in some trouble. Nope, he's just going to walk away. Glacius, in fact, is the one that could be in some danger. Magnus trying to walk him down. There's a last auto attack. We'll finish him off, so.
I think I'm like 3 seconds ahead of you again.
Yeah, again, that's the post-trail load. So I'm going to hit 342, 343, 344, 345, 346, 347, 348.
Okay, good enough.
Alright. It's been happening more and more lately. I don't know if my computer's having some issue. I really hope not. Oh well.
Ophelia has been forced to retreat into her woods,
Yeah.
and Tempest back to his.
It's just the thing I'm curious about is like, did they realize that the opposing jungler was going to the aggressive jungle and they adjusted, or was it like both of them are trying to contest the other one in their own woods?
I'm not sure. I would wager that Ophelia planned to go and then Tempest just like dodged,
Right.
but I'm not sure.
Because the implication there is that both of them think that their hero can contest the other hero in their own woods better.
Yeah. We got Invis on Glacius here.
Yeah. But he's on level 2, so just has a Thunder Blast and Ice Imprisonment.
He's pretty good for Glacius.
It was not bad. I was able to just walk it on out.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, I've had the same conversation with other people, but I don't like this max Ice Imprisonment Thunder Blast build on Glacius that most people seem to do. It's fine for the first 2 levels, but I'd like to see him take Chilling Presence, because I feel like that's a large reason why you pick Glacius. In this situation, maybe not so much, but in general, it's like, there are other heroes that do what he does better.
Who?
But they don't have the... notably, Pyromancer, I think, has better damage and similar lockdown. I would say Master of Arms, also in a similar boat. Meanwhile, Revenant's dead. As he tries to get the Essence route off, but cannot do so.
I don't know. I think those are some pretty different heroes. Pyromancer, you know, the beauty of Glacius is that he can set up other people, whereas Pyro needs other people to set him up. And, you know, MOA was, you know, despite the fact that he was banned, I
don't really like the hero, I just feel like he does a similar thing to Glacius.
The ult is the kicker, I guess, in that comparison. Yeah. You don't have that ult synergy with Tempest and Tree.
I'm not saying I don't think he's a better pickup here. I'm talking more in general. That's why I think in this game actually Glacius is a very good choice for a number of reasons. But I wouldn't say in general. Like, I don't like the people who max Thunder Blast and Ice Imprisonment. Everybody's doing that now because like Kkkk did it way back when in Online Kingdom, and before that, everybody was maxing Chilling Presence, and then Aki's like, "What? This hero does a lot of damage if we do this." And then Chilling Presence took a buff, and since then I'm like, well, maybe we should instead go back to
Glacius in trouble.
Yeah. Now he will be able to sidestep.
Mag.
Yeah, Magmus is invis though, so he's probably just gonna wait here. Actually, level 6 Tempest. There goes the Tempest ultimate, and now Magmus is totally screwed. So that'll be it for him.
No, I've never really been a big fan of Chilling Presence. I feel like winning the laning phase with the abilities is better. I mean, they don't need mana on Tree, for instance, and I mean, you just look at these other heroes. Does Tempest need any more than what he's got? Does, you know, Doctor need any more? They're not gonna, like, win their lanes by spamming shit, you know? Like, I've never been a fan of maxing presence.
Sorry, I had to mute myself to talk for a second, but I was trying to listen to what you were saying, and then I didn't, because I was listening to something else, but it was fortuitous timing that you had something to say right there. I'm just going to assume it was brilliant, and I think everybody else should do the same.
Sounds good to me.
Well, 2-2 hero kills, 8.5 minutes in here, as we've had a relatively passive game. Ophelia perhaps looking to push top. Something I actually hadn't realized at all was Warbeast Howl. That's going to affect the Ophelia minions, so that'll be a lot of damage.
Picked up a regen right on Doctor.
Bubbles, you in trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
And there goes the Keeper of the Forest. Shell Surf gonna go through, gonna get locked down. Camp Port is dead.
It's too bad the shell missed the regening Doctor. Could have at least took that off.
Nope. And meantime, top tower will be destroyed, so
The Legion have
Legion's
destroyed
gonna
a
get that
Hellborn
gold
tower.
right back that they lost, but farming a non-renewable resource. And bottom lane, Warbeast actually be in some trouble as well. Gets pulled in by the opposite charge. He's actually just
The
gonna be like, alright,
Hellborn have
whatever.
destroyed a Legion
In
tower.
fact, I would say pop your ultimate, go kill him. Yeah, okay, there we go. I was like, man, what are you backing off for? Actually, no, here comes Port
jeez.
City. Keeper of the Forest and Tempest are the only ones that are actually completed, though. And Doctor gonna try to counter on top of this Warbeast, who's just gonna leave with the TP. Running from Tempest is not enough. As we bring a sorcery on both Keeper of the Forest and Tempest. Interesting. Not bad. Just
Yeah,
interesting.
well, you don't need a, you don't need the glacial presence or whatever.
That's
when
true.
You got double ring.
That's true. I'll give you that. Chilling Presence unnecessary with double ring of sorcery. Which, I don't mind that at all, actually, especially on lineups that are going to group up and push a lot. Having double ring of sorcery is going to be really problematic, because that's, what, 300 mana burst between the two of them, right? It's 150? 135. 135, so 270. That's close enough to 300. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you lose 80 mana cast to them too, so.
Yeah, but Doctor doesn't, so he doesn't give a crap.
True.
Invis Magnus looking for something, and he's gonna find it onto a bunch of heroes, but here comes Doctor as well. I'm not sure if they realize that. Kelfield gonna help finish off Tempest, but he's got an ultimate! They're gonna turn this on to Ophelia. Newer's Blessing gonna try to save him. That's not gonna happen though. Tempest with the Astrolabe, and he gets the save. Did that bubbles auto attack?
I think Tree Invis just
Yeah.
joined the auto.
I was like, I thought he was dead because I saw the auto
Yeah.
attack, and I was going,
That had to
wait,
be
he's not dead.
either Tree or Revenant Invis saved
It was
his
Tree, and it must have been.
Yeah.
So, well done. That was pretty impressive. I don't think they realized exactly
Huge.
how much support there was, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have gone in on that. But definitely a great trade there for the Hellborn team. I mean, he used a Tempest ultimate, but well worth it for a couple of hero kills and saving his own butt. Lane, Magnus, looking for something on Doctor, but okay, it's Doctor, so you don't have a portal key. Good luck, buddy. Top lane, it's their key to push in. So, Hellborn looking to take their second tier 1 tower. Glacier's also going to join them. Bubbles trying to provide some counter push. Rhapsody's here as well with a dance floor. With the fortification going down. They're really into this tower. They're definitely going to get it in deny range if they don't kill it. Revenant, like, alright, well, they get the deny on the tower. Revenant will be able to get away, it looks like. As he has the Essence Shroud down. So, interesting how, like, aggressively they're pushing that tower. I figured they'd back off a little bit so that it's not in deny range, and then
The
try to push it
Legion
again
have
so that it doesn't
destroyed
get
a
denied.
Hellborn
But,
tower.
well, Mag was kind of pushing middle.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, not that great a trade for Hellborn, I don't think. They deny. They actually lose mid tower, which is more valuable in terms of positioning, and it's not denied, and they only take the top, which is, again, not a valuable tower. And it is denied. So, Hellborn up 5-3. And Doctor are gonna get jumped. There's the Magnus, and we'll see if they have enough lockdown. They really kind of don't. Ophelia has no stun creeps.
He's
Two
pretty
campaign
low.
champions. Yeah, but here comes the TP support, and they're not even able to lock him down further anyway. Revenant is invis. Perhaps looking for something else. He's gonna get the scout off on. And Keep the Forest, or sorry, Warbeast is coming in with Ophelia, and then Rhapsody Dance Floor. Keep the Forest gonna throw some minions out, try to slow down this push a little bit, immediately despawn. This will be a tier 1 dead in bottom lane, no matter how they try to defend.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
And that's not gonna be it. Looks like the guys on TZP are not content with taking just the one. The rest of the Hellborn are gonna come in here. Doctor pulls the last one to port. And Ultimate is not available for anybody except for Doctor, which has no cooldown, so it's not really that impressive. And he's going to come in and go out, and Warbeast in a lot of trouble. Newer's busting to save, at least in the meantime. Gonna try to run away, actually, he might be okay. In the background eruption going off, and we'll be able to kill Doctor. Not quite, gets the power supply off. And over here, Glacier's very low as well. I think that Dose of Revelation did hit him, but it's not going to matter. Finally, somebody dies. Bubbles in the background. There goes Magnus as well. And panning to fall off the side, but Mex dies. So, Interesting that they managed to kill the Ophelia. Ends up being a 3-for-1 in favor of the Hellborn. Rhapsody now going to be in some trouble. That was interesting. Still got the Glacial Blast down, and now she's just in a lot of trouble. And also be able to finish off the Ophelia creeps. But yeah, that was an interesting Dr. Auto attack.
Yeah,
You would think that
but
maybe...
that's a 4-for-1, right?
Yep. And the only one they lost was Glacius.
Yeah, wow.
And also defend the tier 2 tower.
Pretty big.
Yeah, 9-4 hero kill advantage here for Nice, so they're looking like they want to stay in this. They are down 1-0.
Yeah.
And this is the loser bracket, which means
lead.
if they drop here, they are out of cycle 4. So your back is as against the wall as it's ever going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as far as the late game goes, it's kind of hard to know who to favor. I guess it's the Hellborn. I mean, Legion side have Warbeast, which I guess is a higher damage output carry than Doctor. The problem is, between Tempest and Keeper, they have so much lockdown that he's not going to be as mobile as he needs to be. I mean, presumably Keeper's going for a portal key now, which he'll have in about 100 gold, or 200 gold, and then a refresher. And Warbeast, I would assume, is getting a shrunken head, but he's probably not going for Geometer's Bane or a second thing that can break that Keeper route. And actually, Dust Relation going to catch out the Keeper of the Forest, who is in a lot of trouble. Going to be slowed down here. Looks like he will take a death, as he's still dusted. Oh, yeah. So,
Cost a bow as well.
Indeed. I think they're relatively okay with it. Middle lane, actually, Rhapsody
Wow.
gets wrecked. It's because she's using the wrong ult.
Probably. Which one's the right ult?
DJ Rhapsody.
That new one's kind of exciting.
The Thriller one, it's super loud.
Yeah, it sure is.
I haven't played it. I probably never will.
I like how it has a staff change.
It is a staff change? Oh, it's a...
Yeah, it looks different. I don't know. I just watched the little YouTube video. Once you get staff,
It's not an ultimate ult, is it?
the ult is different.
I don't think it's an ultimate Rhapsody, right?
No?
Certainly isn't priced that way.
Just the spell effects change when you get staff.
Oh. Huh. That's cool. Still won't play it. I got it because I bought that Halloween bundle because I wanted all the cosplay ults. I think they're very funny. I don't know why.
Some good ones.
Parasite finally gets a decent ult avatar. Jesus.
I have the envy with the 7 Sins bonus effects.
It's an okay one. I don't have any of the 7 Sins ones, so I don't get that, but I don't know, that one just doesn't look all that impressive to me. I'd like to prefer the cosplay one. Nano Parasite's okay.
Legion team. Warbeast is not moving. Guess it's a free Kongor.
Yeah.
It's another big thing about them being Hellborn both times.
That's true. They don't really have the draft advantage, but they definitely get the Kongor advantage. It looked like they're trying to use the creep to kill the token. But, yeah, that's not going to work. Double portal keys. Picked up by Hellborn. So they got token, they got all them ultis, and they got a couple of PKs now, so I would say this is a really good time to push.
I think they agree.
They do certainly seem to have a similar thought process.
Revenant's going Hellfire.
Yep. There's 2200 gold saved up, so it could be the second Arcana here, but apparently won't.
Looks like they're choosing to defend from Warbeast. Warbeast is choosing to die.
Yeah, he's going to be in some trouble. There's a Tempest Ultimate on top of him, and he's going to be in a lot of danger. They're going to need the opposite charges, though. Question is, do they have enough? Yep, they do. Tempest Ultimate lasted a long time.
Yeah.
I'm so used to them being cancelled.
Them without that.
No, definitely not.
Regen Rune Doctor.
I I don't think so. I think he wouldn't have been able to put enough consistent damage in. He just would have run away. It's not that big a deal. He'll be back in a couple of minutes. They'll still have the token.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't expire like that last time.
Either way, getting a kill on Count Crapula definitely a very good thing.
Yeah. He was 0-0-0 before that. Interesting.
Speaking of Doctor, he's coming right back in here. Sounds on him though. He's actually only at half mana. No Tempest Ultimate, which would be really nice here, but he's going to drop the token. We got the Cube the Forest Root onto a couple, and meanwhile Nua's busting to go off. Looks like Nymus will be in some trouble. Is he going to be able to get out of here? No, he won't. Catlam and Bubbles and Max on the Ophelia also dying, so Hellborn taking a pretty fantastic fight here. As Warbeast comes back up. I guess Rhapsody TP out or something? I'm not sure if she was over there. Maybe just died real fast.
There's another deny. Yeah, things are looking grim for Legion all of a sudden.
And apparently Hellborn are like... So before, we had token 2 ults. Now we have no token and no ults. So let's go push.
Yeah, 2 are dead though, and even though it's 3 seconds on Mag, this tower is going to drop real quick.
Right. But they could have done this like a couple of minutes ago with token and ults. Which was nice, but it's not going to be enough. Our option going off, actually Repulsor just gets destroyed. Meanwhile, there's a Dust going off, so they're going to see pretty much everybody. Boundai also on Bubbles, Panty and Glacius falls in the meantime, and Revenant is going to get split. Keeper of the Forest gets the portal key off, but Revenant still in some trouble. Nice 2-man Lava Surge. That's the problem with putting yourself right next to that Revenant, is all of a sudden you're going to die too, when you probably could have lived if you'd portal keyed in a different direction.
Out, and tower is going to be denied.
So,
all of a sudden.
Back to what I was saying. Man, it would have been really nice if they had a token and a couple of big fat ultimates right there, huh?
Yeah, or if they just disengaged or spotted the Magnus or anything.
Like, I don't know why. Warbeast is not going to outpush your entire team. Let him take bot. It's fine. If he wants to push bot, that's fine. You get racks.
I mean, yeah. They could have probably just been solved by putting a couple wards up to see the mag ults, right?
Sure. There were probably many ways to deal with that were not explored, and they paid for it. I feel like it's really easy to go back to the previous game where they had the right idea. Like, we just killed Kongor. We're not low on anything. All our cooldowns are off. We got a free token, a fresh token. Let's go kill us a tower. Maybe more than one. I don't know. I feel like even if they didn't want to push base, they probably could have taken all 3 outer towers that are remaining with that token in succession. Just boom, boom, boom.
Perhaps.
Oh well. As the game stands right now, Legion side definitely have a much better position than they were even a couple of minutes ago. They had a gold advantage for the first time in a while, it feels like. And Hellborn are going to be still ahead in experience, so it's not bad. Mid tower hasn't been denied, actually. Ophelia's standing next to it.
She's thinking about it.
Apparently we're unsure if they wanted to actually get rid of that.
Yep. They had a little discussion.
You think it was a team discussion, or was Ophelia talking to her creeps because she's a crazy person?
Maybe all of the above, you know? Just bringing the creeps in on the team discussion.
That's true. That is an unfair implication that the creeps are not part of the team.
Right?
Just because they die so often doesn't mean that they're not fully equal members. Or at least members. Maybe not fully equal members, but they're members of the team. Puzzle box. On somebody. Warbeast?
What?
Yep.
Of course.
So he's going to have a bunch of puzzle box minions that run at haste speed and have increased damage. Look at this Glacius.
And see through all the invis of Hellborn.
Oh, Glacius. Is he going to die? Is he going to die? He's going to take a health pot. It's going to get knocked off.
Yeah. He's dead.
Oh, you got to be so mad if you're Panny.
That's grim.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn funny though. Oh, poor Panny. He's got red boots, man. He's trying. 141 gold per minute.
Yeah.
Looking for those steam boots. Revenant finish up the Hellflower.
He did go 1 point in the presence.
He did.
That's some.
Has not yet maxed his other stuff. I don't know why. At this point, you're in, man. You might as well just go for the increased damage.
Agreed. The static mana regen just gets worse and worse as the game goes
That's
on.
the thing I'm thinking is like additional regen and additional mana pool, especially for something like a Keeper and a Tempest in the early game, is really valuable. Bubbles, portal key away. Looks like he'll be just fine. Middle lane though, Doctor getting jumped, but again, he's got that ultimate that makes him kind of hard to kill, so he's fine. But yeah, I mean, like if you start maxing Chilling Presence on Glacius early on, then your Tempest can basically just like buy a couple fewer mana pots. That's a faster ring of sorcery, and you can jungle easier. Keeper of the Forest, another hero that has mana problems early on in the game, especially you can just keep spawning those trees. Very nice.
Yeah, but with these rings now, they're not having any problem.
Right. But they could have got rings even faster. Can you even imagine how fast that ring would have been?
I mean, they could have lost
So
top lane
fast.
harder without those skills too.
That's true. That's true. Counter push from Revenant, trying to stop that War Beast from just being obscene. He actually is the top farmer in the game right now, which is pretty impressive considering a couple of minutes ago, or not even a couple of minutes ago, but a while ago, he was 360 GPM or so, now up to 470. And we'll be overtaken by Doctor shortly. But Warby's getting his team back into it. And Mag actually at 425 GPM as well, so he's been having a surprisingly amazing game considering he's 2-4 and 6, currently at 166 creep kills. It's the third highest total in the game behind Warbeast and Doctor. So I guess both teams perhaps waiting for Kongor, figuring like they can't push unless they've got a token. Both ultimates up for the Hellborn side on the Keeper and the Tempest. And gonna be a Shrunken Head finished off from Doctor Repulsor right there. So I would think Kongor will be back soon. Doctor will look to get a token, and then they will hopefully look to do something like try to win the game, because
I'm surprised once again the lack of bulwark. These push lineups, they don't get it.
Warbeast in the bottom gonna get Hellflowered out, so he's gonna be in some trouble. Opposite charges to go through, and Kkkk will take the ultimate from Oath, but it's not gonna be enough.
Sit down, son.
As he gets jumped. So that sucks. All that invis, Bubble's gonna run away. Ward is dropped, so they definitely saw that being placed, and I know exactly where it is. They just couldn't counter it because Bubbles would have gotten destroyed. Yeah, Bulwark. On who? Anyway, and for what purpose? Magma's gonna die, but I guess Legion have a bit of physical damage, but really not that much. Most of their damage is Bubbles and Magnus at this point.
I mean, physical damage comes from everyone's autos and everything,
Right.
but it's just with push, train type lineups
Yeah.
where you're team fighting. It's such a team fight item and makes you push towers faster.
Right.
Like maybe
That's
if
true.
they had it mid there, they would have killed the tower before the mag ult or
Meanwhile,
something.
Bubbles, you in trouble. Using the Shell Surf to scout. Could still be in some danger. Gets the Ashley title. Gets to go up, and it looks like Doctor, in fact, is going to be the one that's going to be in real danger. Tempest trying to get an ultimate off. Will hit 3. Can't get it canceled now. There's a Glacial Downpour right on top of it. Here comes the Keeper Root. Tempest, or obviously Ultimate going to try to do something, actually saving some damage. Meantime, fine on that Tempest does die. In fact, nobody on the Legion side dying as a result of, despite all that damage that should have come through. And here comes Warbeast right back into the fight. He's going to start to clean up, and the only one that's alive is Keeper of the Forest all of a sudden. His root was down. Oh, he used it to kill Warbeast earlier, I guess. No, Magnus in the middle. Okay, that's why. So,
Kongor has been
that
slain.
fight went shockingly in favor of the Legion team. And I don't think they even used any buybacks. Yeah, they did on Magnus.
Yeah. The problem is just the instant Doctor dying. They
Yep.
can't let that happen.
Yep.
He's their guy to, win the game, right? He's their damage carry.
I mean, that was an
both
uncancelled.
fights.
That was an uncancelled Tempest ult on 3 heroes with Bubble just sitting there. If Doctor was alive in that fight, it probably would have been a genocide.
Yeah.
And instead, he's going to jump over here right on top of the Rhapsody. He will be in some trouble. Gets the Astral Wave and the push book forward. Is still going to survive. Power Supply going through. Now Doctor is out of mana. Has a Shrunken Head up still, but it's going to get worn off. And there go the stuns. Give the Forest Root. But the damage score from Rhapsody continues to keep her alive. And manages to kill the Doctor. Now Warbeast is on ulti form. And he's got a Shrunken Head up. So he's going to be real difficult to deal with. Pounding in autos. And now all of a sudden realizing his Shrunken Head's going to wear off. And his ultimate also fades. Realizing he does not want to be here anymore. Puzzle Box minions get popped. He takes the Glacial Blast, but he's not going to be in any real danger. In fact, Glacius could be in some trouble. Legion are pausing the game, but apparently we're just skipping straight through it, and Yellow Train's mad about something. I don't know if they had a DC, and Hellborn refused to pause, and Legion are out of pauses. Yep, apparently Hellborn need to pause because Legion are out, but again, we're going to skip straight through it, so don't even know what all the drama is about. Don't care, because Legion are now pushing in the middle lane, actually deny the tower. Not bad from Revenant. And now these racks are starting to get wrecked. Meanwhile, Bubble's going to jump on top of Kenny. He's getting real low. Eruption's going to come through onto 3 heroes. That's big. Both Tempest and Glacius just going to go down. Looks like Hero Force could be in some trouble, but he's a little bit too tanky and a little too easy to get out of there. So they do take mid racks on the Legion side. Now all of a sudden Revenant getting locked down by this Ophelia, but it's not going to be enough damage on him. Looks like the Legion side will get out of here unscathed as they pick up repeated hero kills and manage to take the tower and the racks just before Doctor comes back into the game. All of a sudden, Legion are up in both gold and experience. They've tied the hero kill advantage, and they have a lane of racks down. So we went from a reasonable Hellborn advantage to a really bad fight at Kongor, which turned into a token for Legion.
On the T2 mid Legion tower with that, overextension with no ults and getting mag ult, Doctor evaporating.
Yeah.
It was the real turning point. But yeah, it's looking good for Hellborn.
You mean the fight at Kongor, when Doctor tried to jump and got wrecked by the Magnus Eruption?
That was, horrible too for the Hellborn. But, way back at T2 middle Legion, remember? After they got mag ulted and Doctor just died instantly there too.
No, I don't.
Ported back.
That happened, like maybe 15 minutes ago? And I don't remember that at all.
They ported to kill Warbeast. They killed Warbeast.
Oh, right.
Fought in the woods and then came and pushed.
Right.
Respawned and they got wrecked.
I thought you were talking about something that happened at Hellborn's Tier 2 tower. So I was going like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, Revenant gank. Ophelia, you're in some trouble. Meantime, Magnus actually going to miss a Lava Surge, and now he's going to be in some trouble. Push-books himself forward, but the Meteor is going to cancel his Portal Key. He's also Hellflowered anyway, and looks like Magnus going to be a lot of damage, but nope, here comes the counter. Bubbles the Kelfield onto a bunch. There's keeping the Forest Root, though. They will still manage to kill the Magnus. Looks like there's going to be a Tempest Ultimate just onto Warbeast, though. Will they kill anybody? There goes Bubbles, and Warbeast now going to start wrecking people as he's got the auto attacks, but he's dropping really fast, and he dies, comes right back up with a token. Bound Eye is on the floor, so it wouldn't be a bad thing if they picked that up. Magnus coming in with a second buyback, and he'll drop the Eruption. That'll be a bunch of damage. No, it's canceled by him, I think. I don't think he actually did it. I don't think anything else canceled it.
Okay. By Doctor.
Yeah, well, not bad. And Steambat actually they're going to finish off Revenant, despite the fact that he was, not Revenant, Dr. Pulse, even though he was in Viz. So that's not bad.
That goes back to Magnus not just stunning and killing Doctor, which I didn't get. That was a little silly.
Well, either way, I think Legion side aren't super upset about how that went. Magnus using his second buyback, but they managed to do some pretty solid team fight turnaround. Token very helpful in that front as well.
Looks like Maybe another Rex, yeah.
Yeah, Doctor has a buyback. Apparently doesn't want to use it.
Yeah. No, there he does.
Yeah, so he'll come back in here. Looks like Magnus will be in some trouble. They drop the web ward, and he's just not going to survive. Like the Downpour helping out a lot, and Keeper of the Forest picks up the kill. So he's got no buyback, and he's going to be dead for 70 seconds here. I don't think the Hellborn are going to get too much out of that, but I guess it's nice.
Yeah, they didn't lose a Rex. It's always good.
At this point, I think they'll trade a death on Magnus for a buyback token from Doctor. Especially considering, yeah, that there's really no way that the Hellborn can capitalize on him being out of commission for now less than a minute.
True.
Okay. Are Legion firmly in control of this game at this point, do we feel? Or is it still even, despite the fact that they've got a gold lead? I mean, Hellborn have a slight experience advantage, but does the Doctor Tempest Keeper?
I don't think it's been even for a while. I mean, I definitely think Legion has been solidifying their lead. I mean, this fighting a Rax down is just big.
Yeah. That's their main problem, and they also do have a goal disadvantage, but I feel like it's just like once again a situation where they've got a Tempest with a Shrunken Head and a Portal Key. The only legitimate cancel in the Legion team is the Ophelia with Skeleton Kings. So if Oph doesn't have Skeleton Kings, which she currently does not, there's nothing that's going to cancel his Tempest ultimate. You're going to follow that up with the Keeper of the Forest ulti. Assuming that Doctor doesn't die right off the bat, which has not been a safe assumption so far, and Glacius can get a halfway decent ultimate down, you can win a game in the course of about 10 seconds between Doctor, Tempest, and Keeper. I don't feel like a 6k gold disadvantage is enough to overcome that potential.
I mean, they still don't even have those T2 towers.
That's true. For a lineup that should be pushing really well, it's not. I mean, with Tempest Keeper, you should be killing all the tier 3 tower or tier 2 towers by the time we hit the 30-minute mark. Like, that should just be a thing that happens.
Plus, they do have Bubbles ult to stop hole.
They have a Keeper that, or Tempest has Shrunken.
Yeah, doesn't the initial R go through?
No, I don't think it's a superior magic stone.
I mean, I know the second part isn't, but
It's just a 0.5 second stone, it's not superior magic. Legion side do have a couple of push books, so if somebody gets caught in a Tempest hole, they could maybe push them out of it. Assuming that their Shrunken Head is not up, which is only going to apply to Warbeast at this point, but either way. And, well, speaking of items, we might as well do that. There you go, there's a Bulwark on Legion. Warbeast has picked it up along with his Abyssal Skull, so he's...
7-min Bulwark.
Yeah.
Better than the 38. Top lane.
Yeah, Doctor also going to jump on top of this Magnus, who is Hellflowered. There's Nourish Blessing, though. I think Magnus is a little bit tanky to survive. Yeah, there goes the Steam Bath. Now Doctor's out of mana. He's going to have to live.
Just barely.
Yeah. So, that Ultimate Orb doing work. As he's going for Sheepstick.
It costs the Ophelia ult.
Yeah, I think they'll take it. It's not that big a deal. I don't think they're really super interested in pushing immediately anyway. I mean, Oph has 5,000 gold saved up.
For what?
I don't know. Another Staff of the Master? I kind of hope not. Puzzle box? Why not?
I mean, it's a good item, and it's a good item here, but they got one on Warbeast.
So what? Get more.
Or you
Get
could,
one on Bubbles and Magnus, too.
I don't know. I'd rather see like a Cyclone or a
Can you imagine 4 sets of Puzzle Box minions, all with the Warbeast Towel?
That used to be a thing. That's why they put the cooldown on the recipe.
I mean, like, you'd lose Tower and Rax in about 4 seconds.
Yeah. And what do you even do? Kill all the maulers
right, and then
kill
die?
yourself?
Pretty much. And then it's a 4v5 and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Look, if the game goes long enough, that timer doesn't matter. Just saying.
It's gonna be a really long game.
It's gonna be a pretty long game, but if the game goes long enough, that timer doesn't matter.
Even a 60-minute game, you can only like just barely get to level 3.
I believe in them.
Like a 2-hour game for 4 of
Yeah.
them.
Oath goes for a sheep stick because she's boring. She hates fun. Warby's getting close to finishing the demonic. Has picked up a warp left. And he's going to be difficult to deal with. Oh. What a sad day for him.
Indeed.
So Doctor has, speaking of him, has gone Hellflower and Shrunken. He's also got 3,800 gold at this point, so probably looking to sell the Grave Locket and pick up something else. I'd like to see something damage-oriented.
Such as?
I feel weird saying Wingbow, but that's a good item.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good question.
That's not a thing.
Like, Savage Mace, maybe? But that's actually not that effective a damage item.
I don't know. I think you just grab a sheep if you're Doctor.
Yeah. But they don't need sheep. They've got Tempest and Keeper.
You always need sheep.
Like, it doesn't hurt you, and I wouldn't be upset if Tempest picked it up or Keeper picked it up at this point. These guys are refreshers, so it isn't anything else. But, like, you've got Tempest Keeper. Do you really need another CC tool, especially when Warbeast has a shrunken head?
You got a null stone.
Yeah. And there's 2 sheeps on the Legion team, so getting a null stone on Doctor actually not gonna be that bad a thing. Anyway, speaking of him, he's gonna jump on top of the Magnus, but Campus Ultimate can be basically cannibalized by the Rhapsody Ultimate. There's the first Keeper route. He's gonna refresh immediately, but there goes Magnus right off the bat, and Rhapsody unable to get an eruption off. Obviously, Magnus has no buyback. Ophelia gonna be in a lot of trouble as well. She's dead, but now Kkkk are going ham. First kill, Azan fine. Sarah gonna die second. Glacius gets 2 shot, and now there goes the Doctor Repulsor.
That's ridiculous.
He's just sitting in there pounding auto attacks with the Abyssal Skull.
This all could have been prevented if Tree did his second route after Shrunken. Instead, he popped it and just got shrunken off, and it was on the only other target it was on was Rhapsody, who just was already dead.
Yeah, and that's pretty much entirely what you're supposed to do with that second Keeper route, is lock down the Warbeast.
Yep.
Man, look at the BM. But there's no buyback on Doctor. Tempest and Revenant both have a buyout, but they're going to pop the left here. It's not going to matter. They're not going to be able to save this tower. Both Tempest and Revenant do use their buyback, and that's going to keep the Legion side to fall back. So, I mean, that looked like such a really good jump from Nice, and they picked up what 3 hero kills and lost nobody. And then Warbeast was like, guess what? Now it's my turn.
Uh-huh. I don't know, I feel like Keeper just really dropped the ball.
Indeed. He dropped the ball because he didn't drop the root.
Properly, at least.
Yeah. I mean, he's really got one job here, and that's to lock down the Warbeast, because that should be Tempest's job, actually. But for some reason, he thought it was a good idea to initiate on the Magnus. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, really? They have Shrunken Head on Tempest and Dr. Repulsor.
Rhapsody has Portal Key too, so he was able to mitigate a lot of it.
Yeah. Like, is it just me, or do you not understand that either? Why? Who cares about Eruption anymore?
I mean, he's got Sheepstick and Lava Sage, so it's like
right, but
still.
Again, we have Shrunken Head on Tempest and Dr. Repulsor. If Glacius dies, nobody cares. If Revenant dies, that's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. They need to keep Doctor alive, and they need to lock down the Warbeast. Like, those are their 2 objectives in this entire game. Because Eruption's not going to hurt Tempest or Doctor, because they both have Shrunken, and Warbeast is the only other source of damage. Nobody else is hitting for any sort of damage. They have a fair bit of lockdown, it's just nothing's going to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this tree has to root after Shrunken.
Yes, that needs to
Oh, it
happen.
has to happen.
Yeah, that needs to happen, or Tempest needs to catch Warbeast in the ultimate and kill him before it ends.
Yeah. This is a thing where if Doctor had a sheep instead of a millstone, he would threaten and force the Shrunken earlier on Warbeast. Without that, why does Warbeast even have the Shrunken until after root, right? It's got Ice Imprisonment and opposite charges.
Oh no.
Glacial Blast, I guess, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, at this point, any stun for Warbeast is a really big problem because he needs to keep auto-attacking to stay alive. Like, we saw that in the last fight. The only reason he survived and eventually destroyed everybody else is because he had lifesteal. The damage coming out, actually, from the Hellborn side was reasonably solid. It was just, it couldn't compete with Warbeast right-clicking everything to death. While not taking a lot of damage because he had Abyssal Skull. I don't know. It does certainly feel like the execution from Hellborn is not the greatest. Kongor's back. Bubbles, for his part, has a portal key and a shrunken head and a push book. That's going to be good. Speaking of him, he's going to be in some trouble. Shell Surf forward. He'll be in some trouble. Actually, Eruption going to go off onto Doctor. Gets the sheep stick out. He's going to be in some trouble. There's the Tempest ultimate right on top of the Kkkk. And the ulti from Glaciers, but Rhapsody going to save damage onto Warbeast. And once again, they can't lock him down because the Keeper root wasn't used properly. And now he's just going to right-click through everything because they can't kill him because of the Abyssal Skull. All of a sudden, Tempest is in some trouble, but he's invis, so they're actually not going to catch him. He'll be able to port away, no to pick up the bound eye. Again!
Root, once again. Root's right on top of Tempest, and then just doesn't say it until after Shrunken. Very disappointed in you, Loka.
How do you do that twice?
I don't know.
I mean, how does your team not yell at you and go, after the first time, and be like, look, you have one job.
Yeah.
I mean, his one job involves pressing 4 buttons. It's the portal key in, root. Anyway, Revenant gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna be dead. We'll see, actually, they might be able to lock down Warbeast. They will kill him. So, second buyback used from Doctor, but they will get something out of it at least. Looks like Ophelia gonna fall also. And in the meantime, Rhapsody should be able to get away. The portal key helping out a lot, and now Doctor's out of mana, so.
Imagine if it went Tempest Hole, Rhapsody ult, first root, stops Rhapsody ult, then force, Warbeast to Shrunken, and then second root.
Right.
It just, Hellborn would just win.
And
I can't figure it out.
You could literally see it on Count Crapula's life bar. He would go down and then go right back up because the Abyssal Skull lifesteal. And he was going down pretty consistently and by a fair amount. If he can't sit there and auto-attack and lifesteal his health back, he will die very, very quickly. Even though he's got 2,800 health now, 3,000 health, or so, it doesn't matter. He's gonna die reasonably quickly if he can't lifesteal. And the rest of his team has no damage. So, I don't know. I mean, this Keeper literally has 4 buttons to press. Portal key, R, Resto Stone, R again, and that's it. That's all he has to do.
I mean, it'd be nice if he armors some people, but
well,
yeah.
Sure. I mean, anything else he does that past that is basically gravy.
Some interesting Hellborn positioning right now.
Yeah, but the bound eye's gonna catch a Revenant. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Sarah has no buyback. Doctor's dead, who also has no buyback. That's game.
This could use of 47 minutes. Just give it all away. Oh my.
I'm literally facepalming right now.
Their meatball's still alive. Oh, he denied it.
Unbelievably bad-mannered.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
I mean, this was such a winnable game.
A Hellborn barracks.
This was such a winnable game.
Barracks has been destroyed.
And they looked completely uncoordinated and just like confused by basic concepts in Heroes of Newerth.
Yeah.
Are these people playing on
The Legion have destroyed
like
Hellborn
other people playing on their accounts because
The Legion have
Tempest gonna
destroyed
get the
a
hole off
Hellborn
on the 3 with a
tower.
shrunken head. Oh boy, that'll get all that damage. Again, keeper rooting on top of the Tempest hole. Second Tempest hole, and there goes the Rhapsody ultimate, gonna be cancelled by Keeper of the Forest. And they actually did manage to lock down the War Beast here, but there's no damage, so it doesn't matter.
Doctor's not alive. So.
Serial killer.
So they do it right,
Nemesis.
and it doesn't matter. I mean, Doctor gonna pop the shrunken head and try to chase down this Magmus. Doesn't matter.
Legion
Alright.
wins.
Well, damn.
I don't know what to say. I mean, okay, I do know what to say, but it's Panny, Fine, and Macera. These are not unfamiliar people when it comes to competitive HoN. They've been around for a really long time. And the execution in that game, not by them, but by their teammates, so they should have been able to be like, hey, do this, was unbelievably horrible. So, I don't know. I'm not going to take all of your thunder, so why don't you go ahead and tell us all what you thought about that game and that series, if you have any way to contain your rage.
I mean, they just fell apart in these team fights. They couldn't first their problem was they couldn't keep Doctor alive, and then their problem was they couldn't lock down War Beast, and they just couldn't figure out the two things to put together, and they paid the price.
It's frustrating. I mean, I'm not like a super huge Nice fan or anything like that. I'm not like, I really wanted them to win. It's just, it's annoying to see a game when you're like, oh wow, this team has plenty of opportunities to take a victory, and they just kind of throw them all away. Like, you're right, they couldn't keep Doctor alive, but there were so many fights where he was jumping in first. Why?
Yeah, his positioning was questionable.
On a Doctor. How is your positioning bad on a Doctor? You have an ultimate that's kind of helpful when it comes to positioning. Like, you have two fantastic initiators in Tempest and Keeper with these huge ultimates that force everybody to go on them, and you're jumping in first because you're the source of damage and you want to make sure that they can't do anything?
It almost goes back to when you were talking about like when you wanted them to have a Magnus, because then you can set up a mag stun and then you got that huge Tempest tree follow-up.
Sure.
And you know, they can't really siege a tower properly if it's Tempest or tree, you know, just sieging, because then if they get jumps, you don't have those ults. So
Right.
Doctor, you know, at least that first time is probably thinking similarly, well, I'll just, you know, siege this tower, and then when I get initiated on, my counter initiation will be so great that we'll just win. But he, you know, just then dies to eruption, so that didn't quite work.
Right. Goes back to that Revenant, man. First pick Revenant. I didn't like it then, don't like it now. I don't feel like it did all that much in that game. By all that much, I mean anything. Oh well.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh, well.
loses, I think, is a... I mean, TZP wins, but I think a slightly more accurate description there is Nice loses. And I don't want to be so negative, because TZP did play a very good game. I mean, they took what was given to them, and there are a lot of teams that do not do that. So, all credit in the world to them. They had a lot of really good Rhapsody ultimates, saving a lot of damage. That was also helping to force those Keeper of the Forest roots. Kkkk had a fantastic game, 18-3-3, and Yellow Train also did very, very well with his eruption initiations. He killed that Doctor in a number of team fights that basically won them. You could argue won them the game. I mean, one at Congoer, the one in the Tier 2 tower, repeatedly killing that Doctor right off the bat basically allowed them to win these team fights. And even if he died, oh well, he did his job. So, I mean, honestly, well played to them. They looked quite good in this game, and they deserve some credit for winning it. It's not just nice throwing. Either way, that'll do it for us for now. So thanks to Green for showing up and casting with me. It was a good time. I don't know if you have any shout-outs or anything you want to go through. But...
Don't need any shout-outs.
Alright, that's fine. Shout out to Frogno Hippo, because all those guys casted me. It's good of them. Yay for US
Sure.
HoN. There's like 4 teams that are in silver or above. Goddamn heroes.
Yep.
Anyway, that does it for this series, as TZP takes it 2-0 and they move on, and Nice is knocked out relatively early and loses back at round 2. So we'll see you guys next time.